Jim Powers with MaryvilleSaints.com and Saints Vision as we continue to catch up with our outstanding student athletes in our Saints Spotlight. And with basketball starting up next weekend, we wanted to showcase our men's basketball team. And joining us is one of their outstanding student athletes, Gary Pendleton. Gee, how's everything going? Everybody safe and healthy? And how's the first couple months of school gone?
The first couple months of school have gone. I can't say they haven't had their challenges, but we're finding a way every day to just bring the best out of us. We got a good group of guys. So yeah, through these challenges, we've just been trying to make the best and not make many excuses.
Gary, I mean, first off, everybody had to pivot back in March, right? In fact, right after the basketball season wrapped up for you guys, and we had to pivot to the remote learning and all that. And one of the questions I've been asking, and actually, conversation was how well versed our student athletes and our students here at Maryville were to make that pivot to learning remotely, doing everything they need to do. And it showed in our GPAs throughout the spring and all that stuff. How was that for you? In having to make that pivot and to return home and do all of your studies virtually.
It was definitely a transition. I'm a visual learner, so I learn best in a classroom setting. But the professors that I had were very supportive, and they were very they communicated well with me, and I just developed good relationships with them. So that's what really helped me pass my courses once we made that transition.
And the one thing too that a lot of our student athletes have said is discipline. You almost had to,
Definitely.
if you weren't disciplined enough, now you really had to take that into, put that into your toolbox, so to say. And how did that work out for you? Just really working on your discipline a little bit more above and beyond just being the typical student athlete.
Yes, it's because it's one thing to have a coach tell you or be on you about your grades, but when they're not physically present, you kind of, I don't want to say lose respect because that's not the case. You kind of just lose that extra push that you might get had you sat in like a study hall setting or something like that. So yeah, it really is on you. But that being said, something like this weeds out who really wants it. And I think we got a good group of guys who want it. I think we got a good staff who wants it. And that relationship is felt on every level.
Let's talk a little bit about the new coaching staff and everything. And, obviously this has just been a weird, spring and summer and
Yeah.
all that stuff with COVID. But, Coach Shaw and his coaching staff have really come in and hit the ground running. Talk a little bit about, your interactions and the team's interactions in that first couple months to where you didn't even get a chance to meet him in person. You guys had to do a lot of
Yes.
stuff via Zoom and different things along those lines.
Yes, I would honestly say from the jump, Coach Jesse Shaw has been he's been genuine with us from the jump. From the beginning, he's been real and been honest, and I think that's what's really helped him become a coach in our eyes. Like, yes, he has the title of coach, but I have no question as whether or not he's my coach or not. Like that relationship is built. When we're short guys or whatever, we have a very hands-on coaching staff. Like these guys want to get in there just as bad as we do. I mean, it's felt on every level. Like we bring it on every level, and that's just kind of been the relationship and how we've had no choice but to build it from the jump is to just be real with each other. And I think that's one of the things that's different from this year than last year is that this year we're more real with each other. I don't know how else to really describe that. Like we're coming in practice every day, getting our hands dirty. Every day is a fight, every day is a war, and that's how it should be.
Absolutely. Well, and during the summer, obviously basketball players, getting in the gym, putting up shots and different things along those lines, weren't able to get into a gym for the most part.
Right.
You almost had to, and I was talking to Jada Jansen last week. It's almost like getting back to the roots and the, the outside hoops and the driveway
Yeah.
basketball and things along those lines. What were some of the things you were able to do over the summer to just kind of keep your body ready for basketball and to work on your skills?
I remember after that first month of where everything was shut down, I hadn't done anything in like 3 weeks, and I just started getting restless. I was tired of doing dribbling drills in my basement. Like I started running miles around my neighborhood. Once I got tired of that, I went to the track at my old high school, snuck there, and I would bring my basketball and dribble around the track. Once private gyms were open, I had an excellent trainer, Chris Calmise. I couldn't really get my handles right, but he was helping me with my explosiveness and my jumping and my balance. And I could honestly say, like, I came in some pretty good shape. I came in better than I thought I would have been, uh, had I not done that. Though I every day I buckled down, because every day it's like, if I don't put in the work, the other guy is, and that's just the mentality you have to have, especially in a time like this. Because when the ball tips up, it's time to go, regardless of how many people you have. So
And for me, as a basketball guy, I mean, it kind of took me back, hearing a lot of, the basketball players talking about, getting back out onto the courts outside, and the hoops in the backyard. A lot of pig games, a lot of horse games that were
yeah,
being done, and all that kind of stuff. So it almost gets you back to the love of the game, why you actually love the game of basketball.
definitely, I would definitely agree. It's kind of like it the little breaks that we've had in between, like, it's kind of surreal, because there's stuff going on, but not really. It's kind of like in the air, everything's in the air. Um, those moments though, where the intimacy of you in the sport, like, you, even though there's no people watching you, or there may not be someone telling you to go get it. I mean, like, it's you and a ball, and I mean, yeah, I would definitely agree. Like, it did kind of reignite my love for the game.
See, it's getting back on the campus and practices and all the different protocols. How's all that gone for you guys? I know I've been able to come out and, take a look at some of the practices and see how hard you guys are getting after it. But, a lot of different protocols this year, with everything that we got to do to keep you guys safe and to keep the coaches safe and all that stuff.
Definitely. There are a lot of rules. Coming in, number one is working out with the mask, like, especially when you're doing the weightlifting stuff, that's a challenge. You're already tired, and now imagine having something restrict your breathing, and you're trying to, be physically active. But one of the things that coach is really big on is Mamba mentality. Like, he really is beating that over our heads. Just the concept of, yeah, there's obstacles in your way, what are you going to do to get through them? So every day has been an obstacle, and every day we've had to just figure it out. Whether we have six guys on the court and it's 3-on-3, the whole practice, like, we're gonna put this work in. I mean, it's got to get done. So
As one of the leaders, obviously a lot of young guys this year, some new blood into the program and all that. As one of the upperclassmen, one of the leaders, what are you doing to, work with them and get them used to the collegiate game as opposed to, the high school game, or, how we do things here at Maryville for some of the guys that transferred in?
I remember coming in and being a freshman, and it just being kind of overwhelming. The game speeds up. What works at the high school and summer league level doesn't really work at the collegiate level. It's all about percentages, and it's all about making the right decision at the right time, making the right read. It's very less touch and go and more chess. So, just in doing that, some of the guys, were new on the team, just helping them slow down their game, just being vocal on the court, like, just communicating, um, recognizing that they're young and they're going to make mistakes. I'm older, I'm going to make mistakes. We're all going to make mistakes. That's fine. Next play mentality. We can correct mistakes, but we can't fix them once they're made. So I think that's just been something that we've really done a good job of. Like, coach does a really good job of not dwelling on past plays and just kind of being like, this is the issue, let's fix it and correct it. And I think that'll be beneficial for us in the long run.
How excited are you to get this thing started next Sunday as S&T comes into the Simon Center?
I'm excited. I mean, what have we been working for the past month and a half? Like, just feeling like a caged animal. Like, mm, I'm just ready to compete. Like, the guys, we're all just ready to compete.
No doubt about it. Well, Gary, I appreciate the time, man. Can't wait to get you guys out on the court next weekend and get this thing started. And I know, it's going to be a fun time to see you guys compete, and really looking forward to it, man.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, I can't wait. And I can't wait to see you guys there.
Gary Pendleton joins us from the men's basketball team. They will open up things next Sunday against Missouri S&T. Once again, no fans will be allowed at the start of the season, but we'll have all the coverage for you on Saints Vision and the JLVC Sports Network. So, make sure you're tuning in to watch our men's basketball team as they get things kicked off next Sunday against Missouri S&T. For Gary, I'm Jim Powers. Thanks so much for tuning in to MaryvilleSaints.com and Saints Vision. Have a great week, and as always, go Saints.